thank you for joining us on this late 3K recap. We are here at OCRWC 2021. We ran and watched the 3K today. We both got to run, and the pros ran around noon. And this morning when we ran, it was sloppy.
Yeah.
And it actually wasn't sloppy yet, but it was rainy and only slightly cool.
Yeah. Yep.
But that temperature was nice.
I liked it. The sun came out later, and that I'm glad I was going when it was raining.
When
things considered.
Yes,
Yeah.
when the pros ran, it was a little hot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I talked to some elites that were saying that specifically that was unexpected, and they wished that it was a little cooler when they were out there, because 3K you go out hot. So
Yeah. So what we're going to do today, or this evening, is we're going to take a look back at some of the pros. And, the guys, we ended up a little technical behind the scenes. I didn't turn on the instant replay to capture the guys, but we got some instant replay for the women. So we're going to talk through how the guys' race went. Who went out in that first wave? It was about, instead of doing a 5 or 4 deep, they did about 10 deep.
Yes. So from memory, I know that VJ Jones, obviously. There's Ryan Kempson. There was Jared Newby from Noob Sanity. There was, oh God, what's his name? The one that's afraid of media.
Sean
Roberts was out there. There was the Russian
Igor.
No, you're lying. I can't.
I'll grab it.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one to remember. But Igor was in that wave. I think Ian Hosick was also in that wave.
Belousov. I'm not exactly sure if that's how you pronounce it, but somewhere in there.
Ian Hosick might have been in that wave. There was quite a few people. I'm glad that they made it more intense in that way.
Probably Aaron Newell.
Yep. Yes, he was on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see the course map again real quick.
So going up, that is super steep. Super steep.
Straight climb.
Yep. Descending was also difficult.
Yeah. So the going up the mountain itself was not too crazy. Like, you pace yourself and you go up the mountain, but personally, I found that the going down, I'm bombing this. This is awesome. I'm going so fast, and then it just catches up to you. If you're just like going uphill. If you push too hard, it catches up to you. So we unfortunately didn't get to really see the pros bombing that hill.
Not too well. No.
We saw them coming down probably about once they got to, because they were so far out, it's kind of hard to tell who's who.
Yes.
Until they got down to the crawl.
Yep.
Right before the village.
Yes.
Or the festival area.
Yep.
So when the guys came through, VJ came in through first, and just made quick work of Valkyrie, Pendulum,
Canyon,
everything. Even with his height, no problem at all.
Nope.
And then how much? I can't remember how much longer it was, but there was a little bit of a gap.
I'd say about 30 seconds, and then Ryan Kempson came blazing through, as well as Igor. They were neck and neck, and I heard that I didn't get to watch it as much because I was trying to get where I could, but they battled back and forth, and one took the lead, and then the other one took the lead, and then I heard that Kempson messed up. I think it might have been Pendulum. He messed up one of the obstacles and had to retry that one, so that was
Kempson.
Yes, yeah. So I think it was more not a skill issue, but he made just a simple mistake and had to redo it again too.
Well, the crazy thing about especially Canyon was whenever you are bombing, Canyon by itself is not a crazy difficult obstacle, especially for these pros. But after bombing that hill, your heart rate is so high, and then you go through 2 upper body obstacles back to back before you hit Canyon.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to try it twice just because it was my upper body pull strength was wearing thin. And then of course there's a whole, if you just don't have the technique that if it doesn't work out, what you try first.
Yeah.
So we definitely saw some people come through and mess up and then have to try it again.
Yeah, lots of women too, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'm not too sure how the race played out too much after that. I did get some video footage of Urban Sky where VJ again had a crazy lead, then was followed again by Kempson and Igor.
Yeah, Igor.
Yeah. And And then it was Aaron Newell and Ian and Sean Roberts, and they were all right after each other. So yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah. BJ came through, and yeah, he just had a nice lead. And of course, it's time trial style, so you never know. But he went across the finish line confidently. Like, he had no qualms about thinking that he won.
Talking to him about that, he said that he finished very safely. He wasn't really pushing himself too hard. He thinks that Ryan Kempson in his last push finished much faster than BJ did himself, obviously, because he needed to in his situation there.
Yeah. So let's look at the top guys who we had.
Yeah. So Igor, Vasulov.
Yeah, it was EJ Jones with a time of 17:24.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. This was a tough course. And if you look down, Sean Roberts obviously did very well, which was great to see. Aaron Newell did very well. He's off post-surgery, so glad to see he's doing well. Ian Hosick, who chose to come here instead of Tahoe, which was a big surprise, but very welcome to see him on the course. Benny Gifford is having a really good year this year. Good to see. Leon Kofed, of course, recovering from his knee injury, but he had some fun.
Still in the top 10.
Yeah, and then Ryan Berzolara and Jared Newby, both representing Noob Sanity. Ryan Berzolara had some health issues the past couple weeks, which were definitely factors. So,
Sid, would you like to come?
So check out there.
Say something for a second?
Quick second.
You live?
Yeah.
Yep.
Come get in so you
Man,
can
you're
get a
in the
light
dark.
on you. Yeah, I know. Here, let me scoot over here a little bit. We got Sid Morris here.
You're over here.
Yeah.
Over there. I'm over there. up,
Bill,
everybody?
you got to get in a little closer, though.
Okay.
Bill, what is your title this year?
Obstacle designer builder.
Obstacle designer.
Whatever, I don't know.
I like it.
I mean, you're one of the head guys working the build crew.
Yep.
Are you directing a lot of people too?
So there's me, Bobby, and David Mainprice, the guy I'm partnered with for Battle of the Lions.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we all the three on the team, and
Yeah.
then Brett was the race director. But so we all got our own goals and stuff. So my main focus is like on the scaffolding, and metal structures, and then Bobby was like marking the course and flagging and a bunch of other stuff.
Mhm.
And then David was focused on like just helping everything out and then the wood and stuff. So we all had like our own focuses.
Well, y'all did an excellent job, man. The course was
Appreciate it.
fantastic.
Were you concerned at all about the difficulty of Canyon? going into this?
I personally am not, because to me that was the only obstacle here that was the hard one.
Yes. It
Um,
always has to be the one last year.
yeah.
Gibbons, right?
Yeah. So and I feel like anytime you come up with a new obstacle, it's always hard at one time.
Yes.
Any invention or new thing, no matter, even if it's easy, it's hard that first time.
Mhm.
And then the next year it's just easy. This is normal. Valkyrie, the first year we had that
Yeah.
was, they had lines all around it and everything else.
Yeah.
What happens
People
now?
flew through it today.
Yeah, there was not one line ever there.
Yeah. That's what drives the sport forward. So yeah,
Yeah.
I am glad that you said that. Absolutely.
So the only difference with Canyon is not necessarily easier. We lost a ring and we raised it up 20 inches, so taller people have more room.
Okay.
I mean, technically it is easier, but it's not like dumbed down or anything.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, and it's just some of the stuff, like especially like Ricochet.
Ricochet is kind of a prototype. We got some big deals with that coming soon, but it was kind of a prototype to get the idea, the concept going.
Very
And
cool.
that one's going to be more of a fun rig. We
Nice.
don't want that one to be a challenge. That one's going to be more of a fun speed. Like it's challenging if you don't use the walls.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. You got to
Yeah.
ricochet off the wall.
This is
That's
probably
cool.
one of my favorite obstacles that I did, especially since I was able to complete it. But you're right, I didn't even have to use the wall in the last part, and I could just like really go for that swing, and it felt like it was really rewarding.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that a lot. I had a lot of fun with that obstacle, and it
Yeah,
wasn't
I
too
know.
hard. It was good.
We got a really cool version of that one probably coming to the next battle event.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
So, what was your favorite part of the course?
Favorite part?
Not the uphill.
The
That
obstacles not
horrible.
being as wet as that we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I
we
know,
ran.
we
We ran
thought that-
first.
We didn't sleep last night, me, David, and some of the crew, and we was working on trying to get all the banners up because they all kept flying over.
Yeah.
all
So
the
the flags are
sponsors-
all fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the sponsors' tents got destroyed.
Shit.
Lucky enough,
This
we
ain't your podcast.
Sorry.
man beep. We didn't set our battle tent up until like 4:00 in the morning,
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
but it was fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people at our tent today at the Battle Lines tent. That was
Yeah.
kinda cool.
Super cool.
I think the highlight of my course was finally beating Valkyrie because it's not the hardest obstacle, but I get in my own head about like how high, and it's not even as high up as it was in Europe.
No,
last year.
it's them down a little bit.
Yeah.
So Adrian, since I think it's more because of COVID and stuff. This is off the record, but you know
this is live, right?
Well, whatever.
Okay.
But you know he wants people to come here. We want it to be more open now to get more people here, so the event can grow. You know. Obviously, obstacle course racing championships, we all think this should be hard.
Yes.
And I believe in that 100%.
Yeah.
But also, events got to grow and make money to keep going, especially since COVID.
Yeah.
But I love seeing, pros fly through obstacles and really show how technique can, really get you through fast. That's awesome in itself, too.
Yep, it is.
So.
It's really cool.
Yeah, you did a great job. I had a lot of fun with this event. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, we really appreciate you, man. We'll let you get back going where you're
I gotta
headed.
go find out what we're doing. Apparently, I got a protein now. You heard?
Yes, dude. That's awesome. We'll talk later.
I apologize for my swearing.
All right. Well, we are. Let's see how far we are in time-wise. I'm not really sure. But I think that about covers it for the men. Oh, last thing I want to say about the leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we're seeing a whole lot of American flags.
Yes.
But understandable so that there's not as many foreigners here.
Yes.
But still, so awesome to see a couple of foreigners on the top 10.
Yeah, I wasn't very familiar with this Russian, but I told him when I interviewed him I was very excited to see him there because they had to jump through just knowing what Ida and Leon had to do to get into this country by flying to Canada, spending 2 weeks there, then having to fly here. Like the fact that they love the sport this much to come over, I'm glad that they did well.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the fun stuff. We're going to watch some replays from the women. So we're going to watch these in a little bit of slow-mo and just kind of talk about it. But first off, let me make sure our audio is still going. Yep, looks good. This is just the women's takeoff. The real thing I wanted to show with that, actually I didn't want to show it that way. I want it to stay on the screen. That's okay. Let's go this route. Maybe it'll stay. Anyway, watching these girls go out, we're going to get another shot of this.
Did our rabbit fall over?
Yeah,
what
I'm
happened
not sure what
there?
happened here. Okay, this was doing something different than... Oh, I know what to do. Okay, here we go.
Third time's a charm.
So here we've got Chris Rugolowski right off the bat up front, up that hill. Very surprising there. But, when they finally came down, this is Lindsay and Rose at the same time on Valkyrie. Lindsay, of course, was the first one through, and Rose right behind her. Watch this, though. Rose goes back up. Apparently, there was a call about if we're supposed to touch one of the top rings or not.
So let's get into that now. When you ran the course, were you told that you needed to touch one of the top two?
No, and I don't believe it was in the initial rules, but I wanted to go check, and I haven't done so yet.
So when I was running it, I know that the volunteer was very clear that you need to touch one of the top two rings. So I made sure that I did that.
She literally went down to the last ring and then worked her way back up before finishing it. It's crazy.
All right, and this is Canyon, right?
Yeah, just watching Lindsay with her smooth techniques,
but control. Yeah,
but she stays on it kind of a long time. Like, look at these lock-offs that she does to pull herself up, and man, that's some good grip strength and upper body to be able to hang on that long.
I was talking to her about that, and she said that this obstacle was pretty difficult for her, and just that she couldn't give her arms a rest too. So this was definitely. Pushing Elite to her limit, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Going back to Valkyrie?
Yep, that was, I believe, Ida coming through.
Yep.
Just we'll watch that one more time just to show. She just looks like she's moving through it so smooth.
Yeah. And this is where an athlete like Ida would excel, too, because in European OCR, it's a lot of back-to-back obstacles like we have in the village here.
Now, here she is. Rose is about to finish, and Ida comes through and really makes a quick work of it. I think that's something we typically see. Rose doesn't, she's not the fastest through the obstacles, but she's such a quick runner.
And she's very strong. She kind of muscles through the obstacles, whereas a lot of people have, you'd say, better body awareness or smoother with the transitions.
And then Chris Rugalowski, when she gets there, she had some trouble. So this is her first attempt, and you'll see here.
So you are allowed to touch the bottom, but you're not allowed to push off of the ground. So I know that's the rule, right?
Yeah. So yeah, incidental contact is okay as long as you're not gaining forward momentum off of it. So she actually tried a couple of times and was really struggling. And then this is where you can really see it. There's Allie Tippets on the left, and then on the right, Chris uses her a figure 4 hook. Look at her pick her leg up.
Right.
To get more control and, from what we've heard, seeing, let's watch it one more time, seeing mountain climbers,
ice climbers, and
do this so that you take control of your core and your legs and your momentum. It's putting weight on your arm, but if you've got the grip strength, then you can hold it.
She does, yeah.
And that got her through.
Yeah, I wish I had seen that before I talked to her. I'd definitely like to hear more about her decision to do it that way. Just looking at Urban Sky.
Yeah, Lindsay coming through. So funny on the live stream, we thought, from a distance, somebody else was in Lindsay, and she failed, and we were like, oh, wow.
Again, once that sun came out, there was a glare, and it was tough figuring out who was who there.
So she went through super smooth and had no issues getting through the end of the course. I love watching this. Ricochet is so awesome.
Yes.
I love this rock back and forth that she does.
Yeah,
great technique.
Yeah.
She goes into it, rocks back, and then goes forward to get to the next ring.
And she's not rushing either. She's very comfortable with her lead there.
She's not Russian, like she's American. I mean, she's Canadian. Sorry, I messed up the joke.
Oh, man.
And then here's our finish. Just that stride is amazing.
Yep. Look at that fitness.
So awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So there is Rose and
Ida
at the same time, neck and neck on that board.
Okay, so that's why I was on the other side here, and you see that again. Ida had incredible focus here, and Rose just kind of had trouble pushing off that wall. If you could play that again, when she first goes to push off, she kind of slips, and she couldn't really regain her composure there.
Yeah,
and that's where Ida really took away the win here. And talking to Ida once she finished, I found out at this part of the course she was so dehydrated she was practically seeing double. So I think it's even more impressive that she was able to do this well in this obstacle here.
Wow. Ida just flying down the net.
Yep.
Really awesome to see.
Was that Rose coming up on the other side too?
Yep.
Wasn't too far behind there.
And then here's Rose's finish of the obstacle, and then just seeing this sprint to the finish line is always awesome to see. See athletes give it their all at the end there. Rose got such a good run.
Yeah. I would say other than second and third, obviously, which we just witnessed for the women, it didn't seem as close, but it was really good seeing, like you said, that final push from all the ladies.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the top 10 here.
So I haven't seen this yet.
2 foreigners, 1 and 2.
Yeah,
awesome.
all right.
Now, Lindsay compared her time, 20 minutes and 51 seconds compared to VJ's 17's, whatever it was, 24 or something like that. Still so amazing. I mean, my time was 32 minutes. I actually have nowhere to say anything, but man, these girls are fast. So
looking at these names, I'm realizing that I missed a lot more people than I expected. Tiffany Palmer, I know I saw her. I didn't get to flag her down for an interview yet. I'm not familiar with Julie whatsoever. Do you recognize that name, Hartjes?
No.
Okay, well, she did phenomenal. You don't accidentally do that well. Does the time seem to make sense? Why does it say 27 minutes there?
There is a mistake there.
Bizarre. We'll have to look into that later.
Yeah.
Kristen McFarland, one of the queens of Savage Race.
I can double check it right now because we can look at the website that has the official results.
Amy Pagic, Magic Pagic, American Ninja Warrior. Super awesome athlete. Came in with smiles. She did very well. She's big with Conquer the Gauntlet and Battle of the Lions, I believe. Allie Tippets, American Ninja Warrior. I haven't had the chance to talk to her yet before. And then Meg Julian, member of Noob Sanity. She took 10th place here, and she recently moved out to Colorado where she took her elevation training to a whole new level, and she's excited to test that to the limit tomorrow in the 15K. So we're really looking forward to see how that goes. But yeah, really good to see. I mean, it's a lot of Americans there, but that's what happens when it's hosted in that country.
I did see my mistake, and there's the actual times. The guys, let me just double check and make sure those were correct.
But I do have to make an effort to find out who this Julie is, because that's a pretty good performance to beat Krista McFarland, Amy Padgett, Allie Tippett. Like, these are big names here. So congrats to her, and apologies for not knowing who you are yet.
Yeah, so the other times was like a net time. It basically goes off a gun time,
Right.
and then but this is their actual chip time since it was a time trial.
Right.
But yeah, Ida, that long name there. She got married recently, right?
Yes, that's the Rubens part of it. Yes.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And yeah, to see these girls up there, Amy Padgett. Known for being one of the better obstacle proficient athletes out there, but not
the fastest.
Not the fastest
runner, but an incredible athlete. Yeah.
And then Allie Tippett's, we saw a little clip of her when Chris was out there.
Mhm.
Chris is in 4th place.
Oh, interesting.
Her and Allie were on the. I'm pretty positive. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive that was. But that was one of the things that we were saying is it took Chris so many tries to get through Canyon.
Yeah.
But when she got through, she made a lot of ground up.
Yeah.
Like, she must have kicked it into high gear after that.
And this was my first time meeting Chris, and I've just been very fascinated watching her from afar with tackling 100-miler, grit games, doing all these various distances, and excelling at almost all of them too. So she's someone that if you don't have an eye on her yet, you should.
Really wild.
Yeah.
Mike, anything else you want to add before we call it a day?
I'm just super excited. The weather held out. Adrian and everyone from Adventure is putting on solid events. Hope you guys are enjoying following along. I'm doing Instagram stories from Obstacle Running Adventures. Jason's killing it over with the OCR report too. So follow along. Wish you guys were here. And any other things?
Tomorrow morning is going to be the 15K. The men go off at 8:15. We're planning on starting our coverage at 8 o'clock. We're hoping that we have as many cameras as we do today, but we do know that we've got some good people helping us with the cameras. So we'll see how it goes. But we will be live one way or the other. So join us tomorrow morning, and we'll see you there.
Stay hydrated.